Call the Village of Lake Park, May 12th, 2026 meeting to order. Just as a piece of information, Councilman Record and Councilman Barton will be absent tonight. One's traveling for work and one's a little under the weather, so just letting everybody know. At this point in time, Councilman Scaldera will offer the invitation.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for the opportunity to gather here tonight in service to the residents of our community. Grant us the wisdom in our decisions, patience in our discussions, and unity in our purpose. Help us lead with integrity, fairness, and compassion as we work for the good of Lake Park and for all who call it home. We ask you for your guidance over the first responders, our military, our town staff, and all those who serve others each day. Bless our residents with safety, health, and peace. May we conduct tonight's business with respect for one another and a commitment to doing what is right for the community. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Please rise to pledge allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Public comment, I don't think so.
Yes.
In your packet, the minutes from the April 14th, 2026 and the May 7th budget workshop were in there. The closed session minutes have not been completed yet. We'll get those in May. Is there a motion, any requested changes to the minutes?
Only 7 to 6:30.
Wayne called, the time starts 6:30, not 7, so he's gonna make that change. Is there a motion to approve the minutes as amended?
I'll make that motion.
Mark's made a motion, Wayne seconded. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. On the consent agenda, there are only 2 items. Is there any desire to pull either item from the consent agenda? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
I'll make that motion.
Joe made a motion, Mark seconded. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Take just a second. You guys are from Ripple.
We are, yes.
So your encroachment agreement was just approved. It was on the consent agenda. Appreciate y'all coming out tonight. Any questions you got? Sheree sent the agreement out in the packet. The only change were a few legalese, I think, that Ken had pointed out, and then they did agree to provide broadband service to our building, as long as the agreement's in place. If it's reasonably available, or how it's worded, but we think there's a NID or whatever's on here anyway, but
Yeah, we've built along this path, so
Right.
it should not be complicated.
we certainly appreciate that, and it's nice to know that we've got that, and we'll be looking at what we can do with it. Any questions you guys have? Sheree, anything?
We're good. We appreciate y'all coming.
Just in case you have
That,
questions.
no, we
we're
appreciate it.
here,
Yeah, no, we
so-
appreciate it. We'd rather have you here and not need you than need you and not have you here, that's for sure.
Well, thanks so much.
So we do appreciate it.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
They didn't drive from that Morse or something. Yeah, that's fine.
Probably Matthew, so.
Yeah. Sheriff's activity report, I'm not sure if she's
She's
in her.
on duty.
Alarm activations 2, general cost for service 58, 466 preventative patrols, 17 traffic stops, 24 other self-initiated calls. There were no Lake Park fines, and there were 1 warning over the month. Finance officer report, Sharon.
Okay. On the April report, there was an error, so you have a new copy where it's printed double-sided. I guess the original is printed double-sided. There's just a few accounts that were omitted, and I don't know how it happened. But this shows all the accounts. So at the end of April, our revenues were up to 72% of budget. And our expenditures were at 75% of budget. So we were in the red, $65,244. I don't think that there's any specific accounts that were over budget, so we're doing pretty well. The looking to see the, no, we're okay. Yeah, we're good, with all those accounts.
Any questions to share on the April financials?
Did you make the adjustment for, signs? Was that last month or this month?
Last month.
Okay, so,
Okay, so, then we have the budget that council, developed at the budget workshop last week. And so we do need to set a public hearing date, which I suppose would be at the June meeting. Do you know the date of that offhand?
the ninth.
June 9th. Okay.
Is there a motion to set a public hearing June 9th at 6:30 for a budget hearing?
I'll make that motion.
Joe made a motion, Mark seconded, any discussion? All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Motion carries. Anything else, Sharon?
No, that's all. We're good.
All right, thank you.
The only, before we move on, can I just say that, I also put in your packets the proposed changes to the fee schedule from the budget. And I guess you guys got the email that I sent out letting you know, so I didn't know if anyone had any questions in reference to that.
I did ask Sheree and Cheryl in the last week if they had plugged in the exact number of parcels times the, stormwater. I mean, it was almost to the dollar of what we had, which I mean, we just did a percentage, but they did the exact number.
It was very close.
Yeah.
And again, you use that 99.5% because there'll be somebody who won't finish it.
We'll get it eventually.
Yeah, we'll do.
All right, thank you, Sheila. Stormwater,
Okay. So, as I mentioned, at budget workshop, we've received the, quote from KC Concepts, to address the first 5 or the top 5 repairs. And that was at $114,695. And then I reached out to Eagle to see what else we could look at possibly addressing. And so Eagle came back and presented us with 3 options. And then we sent it to Kevin to just kind of get a ballpark for, you know, how much those would cost, even though we've not done the exhibits and everything yet. So right now, we've got the total of the $114,695 for next year. The materials testing and CCTV for the 5 projects for Eagle will be $17,500. And then if we added a project, the one to add would run us for engineering and repair in the ballpark of $74,000. So at that point, you'd be looking at spending out of stormwater $206,195. Right now, we have budgeted $227,265 with the proposed budget increase. So that would leave you $21,070 for an emergency, assuming we did not run into anything else. Kevin feels pretty good about the proposed number that he gave, and Eagle's number is set for engineering, but you know, it could increase a little bit. So I just put that out there. I don't know if you want to try to pick up another project or not. So I wanted to give y'all that option. If we do want to do another project in June, we would go ahead and get, not June, July 1, get Eagle to do these detailed design level survey, do a new exhibit, so that those 2 that's $5,000. Get it quoted from Kevin, and then when we do all the stormwater repairs, probably August, September, we could, add another project. I just don't know how close, when we talked at budget, how close you want. We can either spend an additional, let's see here. I forgot to do one thing. We can either spend 132,195 for 26-27 stormwater. And then leave the balance that we could pull this time next year for exhibits, where we paid for that out of PAL bill this year. Or we can go ahead and pick up another project. That is up to y'all. And it's something that we don't have to decide tonight. I just wanted to put those numbers out there to you to be thinking about.
I feel like we're billing for the needed repairs that we know are there. They're not gonna get any cheaper and kick a repair down the road. So I would be for adding a repair.
My only concern of doing that before we finish the other projects is,
If
what are we gonna
run
run
into-
into? We always run into something, and how bad is it gonna get?
Right.
That we might wanna put that one off, so I would think that we could tentatively say, hey, let's keep that in the back of the book, but, let's not make that decision until we know the other projects haven't gone way over the budget.
Well, and what we could do, and this is just a thought along those same lines, it certainly would not hurt to go ahead and have that additional project surveyed and the exhibit, the stormwater exhibit done, and have it quoted, and be ready that if we knew that we don't run into a boo-boo, then we are ready to go and he can do it while he's mobilized in here. Because if they've got to bring equipment back in here and remobilize, it's gonna cost us more. So we could kind of, be prepared, but then, and we'll be just honest with him. As long as we don't run into a problem, we wanna do this. If we're gonna run into an issue, it's gonna have to wait.
So are we doing the preliminary stuff for it and then wait or go with it?
Possibly. That's really the question, and that's what we'll have to decide. And like I said, we don't have to decide.
But I was talking about that because if all of a sudden the other project that we're gonna do, it's gonna be, fall.
Right.
If that one is on schedule and within the scope of what we expected, then the other one.
Then we could
be
just add one
approved.
more.
Do we have to then, at that point, do the preliminary paperwork and all the different?
Yes.
whatnots?
If
Can we go ahead and do that with whatever monies we have left over this year?
we don't have any money this year left over,
That's a good point.
but we can do it come July and be ready, because
Right.
we're not gonna do this. So we could immediately come out the door and say to Eagle, we wanna spend the $5,000 and get the survey and exhibit ready to go. And go ahead and have Kevin quote it
And
to
that's
do
stuff
as an
we-
addition.
And that's stuff we would not have to redo if it were
Correct.
to be put on.
Correct.
I'd be inclined to go that way, I think.
Yeah, so
What's the 17.5 you mentioned?
it's the Camry and material testing after they're finished doing the repairs. All of that's re-imaged and everything.
That is not included in the 25,000.
No, sir. No, sir. We did task 1 and 2, so we did the surveys and topographies and the exhibits.
Sounds reasonable to me. The one project that Eagle presented, the next 3, Kevin sent today that he only looked at 2 of them. There was one, there was more question on, I don't know the exact details, but the one that he recommended, he said is
Is in the
in
roadway,
the
and you
road
can
and
already
is showing
see
problems
the,
with the road. So
yeah.
if we can do it, I mean, you definitely want to do it to the road.
But
I
if
don't
it-
even know where it's at, right now. I just know he said it involves the road.
Well, actually, I provided for you in your packet on, what looks like, yes. So this is,
7 was the number he said. right?
yes, number 7 is the one. So it's from the catch basin. There's a large break in CB 9-9F. Anyway, after they looked at it today, installing a sleeve is not an option. The pipe's gonna have to be replaced. Kevin and Matt met out here this morning early. If I'd have known they were coming, I'd have been there, but I didn't know that. But anyway, so that's where, that piece, is misaligned. And as you can see from the picture up above, that's the hole that's, there.
I can't make out, what's the name of what's the location?
That's Mimosa.
It's
That's
on
Mimosa
Mimosa Park,
and
is that the
Mimosa.
Mimosa cul-de-sac
Okay.
park?
Yeah.
Okay, where it goes around like that, okay.
Yeah.
It's just faint enough, I can't pick out what it says there.
And the top left would be coming off the alley behind David Cleveland's house. Would be my guess.
No, I think the top left is coming from Pam Jack's house. Down Mimosa.
This is the end of Mimosa where it goes down and around.
Doesn't it say Mimosa? If it does, then it has to be the cul-de-sac down there with the little park in the middle.
Yeah. The red arrow is like coming from Pam Jack's house, down Mimosa.
This red area is where he's talking about. So this is the top of Mimosa going down toward, that little park that's down there.
Pam would be down here.
No,
No.
she's up
She's
there,
up
there.
top of the red arrow,
Like right here.
on down the road there.
You're looking at it wrong right there.
I see where the arrow is.
You're thinking of it that way, it's that way.
But either way, yes, it's down at the park,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay,
So
makes sense.
anyway, at this point, we do not, and this is my Cheryl question I forgot to ask you. I am assuming, and assuming gets me in trouble, but I am assuming we don't want to approve any stormwater repairs that are gonna be done in the 26-27 until July, correct? But that's what we're thinking, so I just wanted to, since we had talked about whether or not the option was there to pick up a project, I just wanted to provide that information for you guys.
If we adopt the budget in June, can we not approve the projects for July for the next budget year?
I guess if you specify it was all, if the work and the expense will all come out in July.
I just,
Yeah.
yes. Okay. Anything else you want?
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
Thank you. Any questions for Sheree? Park and Recreation, quick update on the Christmas tree over on Meeting Street. It has been replaced. It doesn't look terrible. Does the best. But our arborist, Will Ortiz, who of course is on Park and Rec, sees what he believes to be a fatal flaw with the tree. It's just a terrible situation. We had Lucas looking for the tree. We were looking for a tree. They were looking for a tree. They emailed and said, actually, we emailed and said, hey, Will's now says, let's wait till October, so quit looking. Well, we found a tree and they've already dug it. So we need to deliver, we need to plant it. So, all right, well, that's fine. They brought the tree over and planted it. If you go over there and look at it, it's got, essentially it has two trunks. And Will says that really a nursery should have corrected that early on in the tree's life, but he also feels like a landscape company shouldn't have accepted the tree. It's got the shape is fine right now. His concern is as it grows, it is more apt to split. There is a tree that looks like it, that is well more mature. If you go to the big cedar trees at Boston and Conifer, where we put Christmas lights on, those three trees that we put the lights on. He sent me a photo this weekend and said, this is what that looks like in 20 years. I don't think we let that tree get that tall. Those are big, but you can see how it's done this. So I emailed back and forth with Lucas. I mean, I'm grateful that they did it at their cost. We didn't pay anything, which was the agreement anyway. And, said that he has a concern about it. I asked them, would they provide us some kind of long-term warranty on it? I said, I'm not asking for 20 years, but for 5 or 10 years, would you tell us if it splits or something happens, you replace it? And the reply was,
If we still have your contract in effect.
no, they didn't say that, but that might have been on their mind. They said that, basically Nathan said, hey, I'd like to see how the tree does, but we'll stand behind it, and if it absolutely has to come out and be replaced, if that's what is decided, then, that they'll do it. We wouldn't, again, we don't do that till September, October at this point, if we're gonna replace it. I guess the problem is, if in Will's mind, it's a done and over with, it's gotta be done, and it's just gotta be done, I guess is the way that we'll have to stay, because you're not gonna know until it does split, maybe 10 years before we have a problem down there. It may be that in 10 years, the tree needs to be replaced anyway, it could have other.
Lifespan,
Yeah,
but so much more than
Could
that.
have other issues by that point in time, I don't want to nickel and dime Lucas over a Christmas tree, over the thing either, although it always resorts back to the day they planted the first one when the problem happened. But they're not balking on it at all, I don't foresee any problem, but that's where we are with it at this point in time. Park and Rec, when we meet again, I'm sure it'll be a topic of discussion, and we'll know more of, what Will thinks we really ought to do. So, long story short, we're watching the tree. Our next meeting is, we didn't plan a meeting in May because it falls on Memorial Day, so we'll likely meet in June unless there's a reason to meet. At this point in time, I don't know anything. Only upcoming big things are the pool is opening, as you already know tonight, and it's likely cold tonight. Planning board, Sheree.
Planning board is meeting, next Tuesday night, the 19th at 7 o'clock.
Waste services.
Waste services, I included in your packet the letter that we received from Waste Pro concerning the fact that they have enacted the contract base fuel price when it goes over $4. I'm assuming they did that for the reason, I know right now it doesn't, our total bill for the last month was $37.36, but I have noticed, I've been paying attention that diesel has now like $5.26. So we will be seeing that. I'm sure that's part of the reason why they enacted it now, so that everybody knows that it's going to, and it was in their contract with us, but I just wanted to bring this to y'all's attention. And then I had asked Cheryl at the budget meeting, did we have some extra funds under waste collection in case we need to cover this? We're gonna have to be covering these costs. So this is just an FYI to you guys.
Seemed like while you were out, the garbage can replacements went fairly smooth. I didn't see
For the most part.
a bunch of chatter on Facebook from anybody. So.
Yes, ma'am, 6:30.
Oh, okay.
Streets and sidewalks, since Bruce is not here, I'm gonna cover these for him. Update on the street repairs. You may have saw E-Blast come out this afternoon. They'll be doing milling and overlaying starting tomorrow on that project. We have an issue over on Mimosa Street in that same area of that park that's on the sheet we were just looking at. There is a was reported as a trip hazard. If you come from David Cleveland's alley to Mimosa, there's a sidewalk, and it goes around the tree. So you walk in, and then it goes around the tree, then you continue walking on. There's also a storm drain somewhere right in that same area, in that area. The neighbor at 6721 Mimosa had called in about the roots of that tree encroaching on her fence. I went over and looked, and it was not only getting dangerously close to her fence, it was getting dangerously close to her house as well. So that tree and that sidewalk has got to come out and dealt with and put back. We're looking at $5,000 for the sidewalk repair, $1,500 with Kiker Tree, total of $6,500. I looked tonight and it's kind of tit for tat with sidewalks. We've talked about this before. Are they the parks because it's common areas, or is it sidewalk being on the street? It is what it is. It's gotta be done. I went through the park maintenance budget and there's been a few things we've approved in that I have said it may make us go over. I think we're still gonna be okay and not have to do a budget amendment in park maintenance by covering that 6,500. We've got money in sidewalk repairs, but that's an item that's next, and I apologize, I meant to amend the agenda to add item 3 there, but we're covering it right now. So I would ask for approval of 6,500 for park maintenance to do the repairs at 6721 on Melissa.
I'll make that motion.
Joe made a motion, Mark seconded, any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. And then sidewalk repairs, I have a list. There are several sidewalk panels that need to be replaced that are trip hazards. Bruce has looked at a lot of them. There is a list, I just printed it at my house, and I'm probably left it in my truck, that came from Park and Recreation whenever the quarterly or the quadrants were reviewed. And there's a list, there's 10 items, there's 10 places on there. One of them's 4 panels, one of them's 3 panels. So there's a bunch of panels of sidewalks that need to be replaced. Since he's gonna be in here doing that sidewalk, it would make sense to do these sidewalks at the same time. There's 18,250 left in the sidewalk budget, if my math is right. So I would ask you to approve sidewalk repairs not to exceed 18,250, and in the next week, we'll try to get out and actually identify them and get them marked and ready to come out and go back in. Again, all about the mobilization thing that Cherie's talking about.
Now I'll make the motion to spend up to $18,250 for sidewalk repairs.
Joe made a motion, Wayne seconded. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye. Well, if you haven't seen Connie's Pond, we got the new lights out there. It looks good. We got them all at white. Did you get a remote for it?
It's in the panel out there.
Okay. We changed them around, but everything looks good on that. So much better than it was. So we've got that all fixed. Everything else with lighting's been pretty calm. A couple outages, but nothing really all that bad. Ordinance Review Committee, we haven't met since the last time, so we'll be meeting in June, and we'll be going over, obviously, the big thing with the e-motos, e-bikes, and enforcement, and everything that's been going on with that, so that'll be our next thing, trying to work on that to see what's not already covered in the general statute and what they can already do, and what we need to do. We've already identified that we need to come up with something for the e-bikes and e-motos being used in the parks. That's gonna be our main emphasis. Well, sidewalks are already covered. I mean, they're not allowed to ride, the e-motos themselves are already covered, or they can't be ridden on the sidewalks. We gotta decide how we're gonna do anything with e-bikes on the sidewalks.
Mark put the article in the newsletter with the bullet points that Lieutenant May had approved. I know there's been at least one other incident that
Yes.
came out. Anything else? How do you feel like all that's?
Honestly, I'm thinking they sold it. I'm seeing more kids on bicycles, but also they're not wearing helmets.
Yeah,
So that's another issue we've got to deal with, but yeah,
right, sure.
but more so bicycles now. I don't think I've seen any e-bikes since the incident.
I saw I think it was on Facebook, and it turned into, it blew up, and I think the town he'll shut the comments down. And because they're meeting tonight, or they meet Thursday night, and it's just a topic over there of e-motos and e-bikes and the kids, and trying to figure out how to enforce it and what to do. So we're certainly not alone in what's happening. It's everywhere.
The pedals. Yeah, I have to look for the pedals.
Pedals and the speed are the big things, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Lieutenant May, when he was here, I can't remember if he was here when we were talking to him at a different time. mentioned that there was gonna be a helmet drive at some event.
Yeah.
He was gonna check to see if there was any extra helmets, and maybe we could do something with that.
Okay, yes, I'll shoot him a.
If you can see if there's anything with that, maybe you coordinate something with that, maybe with Food Truck Fridays or something,
Okay,
or
yes, sir.
work something on that would be good.
I saw where they just had that.
I think I did it at Porter Ridge or something, or Poplar.
Popping, for bike to school day or something, yeah.
They said they may have some extras from that we can do something with, so if we can, that'd be great.
Okay, yes, sir.
Technology?
Well, we're getting started with stuff for the village website. Nothing really has changed on that. I did, after our budget meeting, I talked to our, the company that's gonna be providing us with our new, mass communication, e-notify, whatever we call that. Of course, he wanted to sign us up right then and there. I said, no, we gotta wait till July 1st. He does, whenever we do switch, right now, sure, was it 581 people? Roughly
Yeah.
a little bit less than 600 people. The threshold for the different accounts that we need to get, and we're only talking a difference of about $10 a month, but the threshold is 500. Over 500, we have to go to the next tier. It costs us a little bit more per month. But when we do switch over, no matter how we do it, there's new regulations on texting, of mass texting, that people have to approve it. And he said he pretty much guarantees, from what he has seen, when we switch over, we'll probably jump into the low 400s of people that will approve it, because there'll be a lot of people. So we'll be on the lower side, but even if we're on the higher side, we're looking at the difference of, this is gonna cost us about $550 for the year as opposed to $2,500. And we should have even better than we have now. Not quite as good as what they wanted to bump us up to, but we decided we just really don't need all the extra services that they were gonna provide us with the other companies, so.
This is MailChimp.
No, actually, it's a Constant Connection. They seem to be a little bit better and a little bit more into it. They have a better ability to tie into our website, so that we can have the e-notify page still there, where people can sign up with it, so it's gonna be a Constant Connection, so that's gonna go with.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So how do you move the existing database over to them?
You can download that database onto, he said typically they come in Excel format where they can be downloaded, but he said it doesn't matter if it's a text format, they can use it.
Okay,
However, you can download it. Now, I thought you and I talked about that, and you said you did have the ability to have access to the database of what we have.
I do have the ability to
Okay.
have the database, but I'm not sure. I mean, it just has email addresses, I guess. So like, we've not been texted.
Mhm.
So.
Text or email or anything, I should have said that, we have to get authorization from the people to continue to do that. There's a big move on that now.
To change them from one mechanism to another. So everyone that's in the existing database will have
We'll have
to,
to approve to get that, yes.
will have to approve the new system.
We even have to do that if we switched over with the other company too.
But they won't be able to stay on the old database.
The old database is gonna be gone,
Yeah.
regardless,
These
that
two-
So
system
they're
is
gonna
no
have to
longer
switch
being
over and
used.
then approve.
Yeah.
Okay,
There's
that's gonna take
consent
some
authority on it.
education.
So- Yes, Ms. Judy?
You say you're switching from email to texting?
No, I shouldn't have said that way, I'm sorry. It is still gonna be continued on email. I erred when I said that, yes.
We're talking about e-notify.
It's gonna come from a different way, but you'll still get it just like we do.
Most of my generation, a lot of them don't text,
You won't have to.
can't see it.
You will be all fine, I misspoke, I'm
Thank
sorry.
Anything else on technology?
No, I will mention that we are looking into updating the video, our surveillance camera system, so that we have a little bit bigger capacity, and that should be happening soon. It's gonna be should be under $1,000, so we won't have to have approval on it, but we're working on that, so we have larger capacity. Our actual policy says that we're supposed to have 10 days worth of capacity. With adding our cameras, we're a little bit below that right now. We are looking at, Jeremy and I talked about it, and we'd like to have more than 10 days, because it could be 2-3 weeks before you realize you need something. So we're going to be working to get somewhere around 30 days of storage on that, so that we can go back and look at it if we have to. That'd be coming soon.
Sir. Special project and updates, Wayne, anything from the personnel committee that you know
Well, based on some of the guidance we got at the budget meeting, we're kind of figuring out our succession plan and kind of. We were thinking of a couple different paths, but the council kind of gave us what they were. So we'll be concentrating on that. We continue to do some policy stuff.
Sure.
And we don't have to be this month, so.
Right. Sheree, anything from the land?
Not heard anything from them,
Anything from the business district?
nothing.
Community information, Wayne, anything?
The only thing I know of is Food Trucks Fridays is in full swing and that's about all I know.
Newsletter, Mark, anything?
Anybody got anything they want in the newsletter or we should bring up? Doesn't need to be 4 pages this time.
Right. Right, thank you.
I think it would help to put in the pool hours,
Yeah, I'll do that.
just so everyone understands what we're open. And maybe for June, the 3 nights that we're gonna be closed for, swim meets. That way, it's just fresh in their minds.
Right.
The newsletter was long, but it looked good last month, so. yeah, Anybody thinks of things, and I'm sure that we will get them to you roughly by when's your cutoff?
25th, let's say. Roughly.
All right. Good too.
I'm still having people, had a gentleman today tell me, since we no longer delivered newsletters, he was in the dark as to what was happening in the village. I said, well, we asked you to sign up and we'd mail you one.
I sent somebody to.
Like, okay, how close are you reading your newsletters? But
Council comments, Joe?
Nothing really, except for we do have the, one thing we didn't talk about, the Memorial Day event coming up. And, that's always a great event, there's good participation, I would see y'all out there.
I'm good.
Wayne?
Wish you all a good Memorial Day, I guess. Big event on the calendar.
is it at 12:30, do you know?
Ken, anything?
My thunder was stolen twice.
Memorial Day will be on the 23rd, is it? The celebration.
Sounds right.
It's the Monday,
Memorial Day is the,
I thought it was the
It's early.
25th.
It's 25th.
It's the 25th,
25th, I knew it was
Monday
early,
the 25th.
like 6 days.
Pool opens the 23rd.
It fell on Monday again.
about that.
Anything else, Ken? Sheree? Sure.
No, only that, my daughter's expecting a baby on Memorial Day and she has a 2-year-old, so I'm gonna be running over to watch the 2-year-old when I get the call.
Good luck with that.
Unexpectedly,
Congratulations.
a few days.
Deputy Tetro, anything from the police side or anything you got?
Oh, no, sir, sorry, I was on
No,
the call.
no problem. We went through the report.
I appreciate
Okay,
it.
look good. Thank you.
So far, so good, yes, sir.
All right. Thank you all for the work you do. We appreciate it. We'll push through. It's nice to have a meeting and get out. The sun's still up, so it's good to do.
And it's nice outside.
Right. Is there a motion to adjourn?
It's time to make a motion to adjourn.
Mark made a motion, Wayne second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
And who made that? I'm sorry.
Mark.
I made a motion.
Right.